At the front of the Motocross Lites field has materialized. Former world champion Ben Townley has 3 moto wins, but still trails points leader and defending champ Ryan Villopoto. Plus, the Kawasaki duo is feeling pressure from Mount Morris winner Josh Grant and Suzuki's young star Ryan Dungey. After taming the sands of Southwick, the Lites class comes to Budds Creek, a hot, hilly, and very fast track in southern Maryland. The card is up. The gate is dropped. Motocross Lites is next on speed. Today on Speed, it's the AMA Toyota Motocross Championship. Welcome to our coverage of the Monster Energy Budds Creek National from Budds Creek, Maryland. It's Motocross Lites. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Drever, and our motocross expert is Jeff Emig. And the story in this series so far has been former world champion Ben Townley trailing points leader Ryan Villopoto, both on Kawasaki's, but a lot of young, hungry riders are going to make it an interesting day.
Well, I think they are, and I think Josh Grant, Jason Lawrence, riders like that have a chance to interrupt this reign of terror that the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki guys have had. But Ben Townley has been so strong at the end of the motos, at the end of the day. That's where his strength really is. Ryan Villopoto has started out each day very strong, very like aggressive and just really hungry there in the beginning, but he hasn't been able to take an overall yet. And you got to think coming into Budds Creek that's what Ryan Villopoto's focus is.
Well, the names that we mentioned too, names like Ryan Dungey, Josh Grant, and some of the others, these kids are looking for their wins as well.
Well, Ryan Dungey, he's looking for his first overall win ever. He's a rookie this year. He's been really consistently strong, and I think that before the midway point of the season, you're going to see Ryan Dungey win a moto, maybe even an overall. Maybe here today at Budds Creek is his opportunity.
Well, Jason Lawrence has been the man who's been fastest in practice, though. Let's not forget about him.
Well, Jason Lawrence is always showing a lot of speed, can set a really fast lap time. He says that if he gets a start, he can run with the big boys, with the leaders. So we'll see today if he can get that start and then put it to good use and win a moto.
Well, we mentioned the championship points, and it is Ryan Villopoto, the defending champion, atop the table, with Ben Townley in second position. And then some of the names we mentioned you can see stretched out behind them, and it's still a very, very close championship series. Now, for more on today's events, let's go to the third member of our broadcast team. Here's Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, you're absolutely right. We're 3 rounds in, and he's yet to take an overall win so far this season. But as we enter the 4th, he is wanting to take an overall win more than anything. Ryan, what does this mean to you to get that overall win?
You know, a lot. I mean, I've had some great first motos, and you just haven't had the second moto that I want this year. And I just need to minimize mistakes, my mistakes a little bit, and just make sure I don't fall over or make any little mistakes to jeopardize the lead.
Now you're coming into Budds Creek way ahead in the points than you were last year. What does that mean, and what does it do for your confidence?
It's good, but then on the other hand, I got the overall at High Point last year for the first time, and now we're here at Budds Creek, and I still haven't got an overall, and that's what I want to do. It is about the championship, but it is about, to me, overalls. I want to get that on paper that shows that I got the lead and got the overall. So I just need to work on my second motos a little bit, and hopefully everything turns out good.
With 3 consecutive overall second place finishes, you can expect Ryan Villopoto giving it an extra hard charge today, looking for that very first overall win.
We'll be looking for that hard charge here on the Motocross Lites, a class that is not going to be light on action. Stay with us, racing when we come back. That's what these folks came to see. Speed's coverage of AMA Motocross Lites Championship from Budds Creek is brought to you by Suzuki, maker of performance-driven motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles. By Progressive, before the gremlins get you, get Progressive, #1 in motorcycle insurance. And by the all-new 2007 Tundra, the truck that's changing it all. Welcome back to Budds Creek, and as you can see, a very, very nice crowd has gathered on the hills and valleys and walking through the tunnels and leaning on the fences of an all-new Budds Creek motocross course. It is beautiful conditions here, a little bit hot, but these folks are going to enjoy it nevertheless. The format, there is a point total, points for each of 2 motos, and the highest point total wins, but Moto 2 counts for more in the event of a tie. If you beat the fellow you're tied with in Moto number 2, you're going to get it. Ryan Villopoto is the defending series champion and the current points leader in our Motocross Lites. Let's take a look at our Suzuki starting grid here, how they qualified and where they will line up. It's Villopoto all the way. He's just been fast everywhere, and once again, he'll get preference gate choice.
Well, Ryan Villopoto is looking for that first overall of the year. He's got the points lead and he's won some motos, but you get that 50 points by winning both motos and winning the overall, and he's definitely the guy to beat here today.
Well, it's a big starting grid, and it's going to be a wild, thundering dash into turn number 1. Let's go to Aaron Bates again.
Well, guys, as the temperature heats up, so is the battle here in the lights class. And you spoke about him a little bit earlier. That's the number 338, Jason Lawrence, the Yamaha Troy rider right behind us here. I talked to him earlier and I asked him what he's been up to and how he's been able to gain himself a little extra speed. He said he's been riding between 5 and 6 hours daily at home. In fact, the mechanic can barely even get the bike turned around, so he has a bike to ride underneath of him. You can expect that he's got a great gate pick here, being third fastest in his qualifier today. He says he's on fire, he's loving this track, and he expects to be up on the podium.
Ryan Villopoto right there carrying the red number 1. Of course, he's going to have a big target on his back too here today, but you know, Ryan has shown that he's got the speed. As you said, he's just got to get that ability to close and get the overall. Right next to him is Ben Townley, who has been the opposite. He's strong at the end, has to come from behind, and that's been the way to be successful so far.
Yeah, but what both these riders have is they have the inside gate pick. As we take a look at Ryan Dungey here, who's looking for his first win and moto win, but this is an all-new start here for Budds Creek, and the start is actually fairly short, so the closest you can get to the inside, I think, is the best gate, the gate pick.
Well, Dungey brimming with confidence here today, very calm as he was signing autographs. We're going to have an onboard here. It's going to be carried by the number 532, Ricky Renner, carrying our Honda Performance First onboard camera. And he'll be starting sort of middle of the field, and we should get some great shots from him. There's the gate. His camera, of course, mounted on his helmet, so where he looks, you will be looking as well. Ricky Renner carrying the onboard, getting ready for the start here at Budds Creek. That's the all-new start gate down there where a pond used to be. They have reconfigured the entire area here, somewhat in preparation for the Motocross of Nations, but in the ever-improving Budds Creek class here, the Budds Creek course, Jonathan Beasley and his crew do such a super job. The board is up. That means the gate's going to drop next. Lean in and listen, watch the start of Motocross Lites Moto number 1 here at Budds Creek. It is the number 1, the red number plate of Ryan Villopoto out front. The quick starting Kawasaki Pro Circuit Monster Energy man is out in front. He's got a big chase coming behind him. He's opened up a little bit of a gap on most of the field, but it appears as though the number 24 Josh Grant is the guy that has managed to stay closest to him. In fact, just a couple of bike lengths off his back wheel.
And you can see these lines here at Budds Creek. The track has got a lot of off-camber turns. Here, riders earlier today have been complaining that the track is actually too smooth, but I think by the end of this moto, we're going to have a very difficult track.
It's Townley in third position with Grant splitting the 2 Kawasaki's, and those 3 have pulled away with a pretty good back. Let's take another look at the start here, our progressive direct whole shot replay.
Well, you take a look here at the gate drop. Villopoto was way up on top here. Had the inside line, the shortest line to the first turn. Josh Grant, you see Grant kind of sneaking around the inside here, trying to get a little drive, but that was Villopoto's all the way.
And Townley had to really fight his way out of a big thicket of riders in order to get where he is into third position. But Ryan Villopoto with a clear shot at turn number 1 is now starting to edge away from the entire field, including Josh Grant.
Well, I tell you, it's such a great feeling to whole shot Moto 1 of one of these AMA National Motocross events. The crowd is so excited to see these riders, and right now, a lot of water down on the track. Right now, you get out front, you get to pick your own lines, set that fast lap time, and Villopoto is trying to check out here on the first lap.
Well, he's doing a pretty good job of trying, because he has all but checked out on Josh Grant here on lap number 1, as Grant is coming into the clutches of Ben Townley, and Townley is the guy that finishes well, so he's going to be stalking Grant, trying to find a mistake here and there, maybe take over that number 2 spot. Meanwhile, Ryan Villopoto disappearing up over the top of the first big jump there that they see after they make turn 1.
And all of our main players are 1st through 4th here, all of our fastest qualifiers. We take a look at Josh Grant, 24, and Ben Townley. Now, I want you to take a look at the track right here. Ben Townley, 101 on the Kawasaki. In practice earlier today, he dropped off this jump, and this rut had a huge cup in it. He goes into the rut ended, it just completely ejected him off the bike. Talked to him after practices, he's a little bit sore, but he's ready to go racing, and he's obviously showing that here the first moto.
Well, he's a little tentative through that area, knocked his feet off the pegs again. Aaron Bates has more on Townley.
Well, guys, when I spoke with Ben Townley earlier this afternoon, I asked him what he had been working on this week to try to get himself prepared for this weekend. He said the biggest thing that he's been focusing on is speed. He needs to get more speed. Believe it or not, even though he has taken a couple of those overall wins, speed is the one thing that he's lacking on. He said corners are the one thing that he's got perfected.
Ben Townley running in 3rd position. Teammate Ryan Villopoto is up front. Josh Grant on the Honda in between. And speedster Jason Lawrence sits in 4th spot. It's good. Is the passion for 2 wheels in your blood? Well, now you can get all the breaking news, in-depth analysis, and more with the Motorcycle Racing Report, only at speedtv.com. Keyword green, presented by Kawasaki. High above the Budds Creek Motocross Park here, it's the AMA Toyota Motocross Lites class, and out in front it is Ryan Villopoto, not only the defending champion but the current points leader, and he is putting on an exhibition of racing here at Budds Creek. We have a difference though in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. Those positions have changed rather handily. And as Ryan Villopoto continues to circulate the course, you can see it looks like he's all alone. There is quite a huge gap behind him. In fact, 13.5 seconds. But behind him, things were happening.
Yeah, you see Josh Grant there in the red, had 2nd place, hit some of that wet area, and Townley just gets on the inside, takes the position for 2nd. And then you see the very next lap, Grant says, okay, I'm going to take the inside this time and block that off. And what happens? He gets Jason Lawrence come flying around the outside.
So that's the way they are right now, with Ryan Villopoto in front. Ben Townley, the former world champion and runner-up in the points championship at this point, a winner already this season. He's in 2nd position. Jason Lawrence, who has been fast in all the practices, showing great speed here at Budds Creek, sits 3rd, and Josh Grant, who was 2nd, is now 4th. Behind them, it's an enormous gap. Back 31 seconds behind the leader and 18 seconds behind Grant is Ryan Dungey, who we spoke of earlier. And it's really quite amazing how this race has gotten spread out so much among the first 4 or 5 guys. Behind them, it's pretty close.
Well, in qualifying practice, these were the guys here. Dungey was actually up there with them, but he didn't get the start in the beginning of this moto that he needed. But Josh Grant here, one of our moto winners this year from High Point, pitting in a pretty good ride here. Hopefully he can latch onto the back of Jason Lawrence, find some lines here. He's only 3 seconds off of him right now, still in striking distance, but definitely didn't want to give those positions up.
Back to Ryan Dungey. It is quite a ways as the Suzuki rider comes into view. He has a pair of top 3 finishes and a 4th place so far this season overall. Ryan Dungey has yet to really show the potential that we think he has, but he is fast and he's going to be a threat, as you have already said. You've promised, in fact, that he'll win a moto, if not an overall, before too much longer this season.
Well, it's tough to remember that Ryan Dungey was kind of picked out of the amateur ranks last year, maybe even a little early by Suzuki's Roger DeCoster, and even Ricky Carmichael vouched for him. He did not disappoint. And, yeah, he's still a youngster here, so going to see some great stuff in the future from Dungey. And then Andrew McFarlane, Australian rider here who's had a lot of injuries earlier this year, having a good moto here, running in 6th.
He's about 4 or 5 seconds behind Dungey at this point, and not that many. In fact, only a couple of seconds in front of Broc Hepler.
Pickles had some pretty good rides this season. Earlier in the Lites Supercross division, really showed some you know, some good stuff. And now here in the Motocross Championship, he's pretty much worked his way and solidified positions inside the top 10. It seems like each and every week, both these riders actually keep gaining a little more confidence and probably getting their machines and all of the testing program figured out. Putting in some good rides here today at Budds Creek.
Looking at this amazing course that has been so well prepared, and it's held up well, even though it's starting to develop the ruts that some of the tough guys like. You know, riders can find their own way around, and I think there are definitely, we've already seen inside and outside passes going on as we take a look here at Andrew McFarland narrowly holding off Broc Hepler just behind him.
Well, and the interesting thing and the special day today for Andrew McFarland is that he's a new father this year. He's got a baby girl that his wife and the baby traveled the circuit with him, so wanted to put in a good strong ride here for the family today on Father's Day.
There is McFarland over the finish line jump through a little section that's starting to bump up a bit. One of our Toyota trucks parked there on the track as McFarland and Tickle a couple of seconds apart on the racetrack, having their own little battle, even though they're far behind the leaders and with little chance of catching them at this point. These guys are racing as hard as they can. Points are so important for the two-moto format. You've got to establish a rhythm. You've got to establish a place that you can build on in moto number 2.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but one thing that's changed this year is that because your gate pick comes off of your qualifying time, and that stands for both motos from qualifying practice. In the past, it was your first moto finish would allow you a better spot in the second moto start.
The Broc Tickle chasing Andrew McFarland. That's 7th and 6th places. Ahead of them, the top 5 begin with Ryan Dungey, Josh Grant moving forward to Jason Lawrence, Ben Townley, and finally to Ryan Villopoto, who's up front and really having a day of it. 17 seconds ahead of second place, and second place is a guy that's been a winner this season already. So an amazing performance by Ryan Villopoto. It's too bad they don't go on aggregate time. He might get that overall win if they scored it like that. We'll be back to Budds Creek in a minute. We're at Budds Creek Motocross Park in Maryland. Ryan Villopoto on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki is out in front. He had an 8-second lead on lap number 1, has pulled away steadily now and enjoys about 12 or 13 seconds over teammate Ben Townley. Villopoto has had a flawless run, and Aaron Bates, this guy is really on a move.
He's on a mission today, no doubt about that for sure. But what you're taking a look at right now is Ryan Villopoto's trainer, that's Randy Lawrence. And what we notice is every time Ryan comes around the mechanics row area, he keeps pointing to his head, telling Ryan, think, think. And when I asked him what it is that you're trying to relay the message to, he said so far this season he's made a bunch of silly mistakes when he's up front. He needs to keep focused. He needs to keep his mind on the matter that he needs to do. Take this overall win. That's what's most important to these guys right now.
Well, thanks, Aaron. You're definitely right there. Ryan's had a couple of little mistakes here that have cost him the overall, and those mistakes, I believe, have came from he's just trying so hard, and he wants to keep that number 1 place again this year. His teammate Ben Townley, Josh Grant winning an overall. They definitely have been putting the pressure on him. So it's not that he's not trying, just he's trying a little bit too hard.
We're in the final lap here at Budds Creek, and Ryan Villopoto is so far in front that he doesn't have to worry about anybody behind him. So if he's going to maintain focus, he's going to have to pretend he's just out there all by himself, that there's nobody chasing him. He has nothing to gain, and he simply has to just pay attention to the small things that got him where he is now.
Well, I've been in this position here that he's in, where you're out front, and it is a nice place to be to ride these races, and he had a totally uneventful race here in the first moto so far, just dominating the lights class here at Budds Creek. Waves to the crowd there. These are those ones where you pull in and you're thinking to yourself, you're telling your mechanic and your trainer, well, that was so easy, so easy. But it wasn't easy during the week. It wasn't easy months leading up to this. All of the hard work that he's done, training, practicing, testing, that's where all of the hard work is, and all the pain is so that Sunday like this is the easy day of the week.
Well, you do remember these, though. I have heard that when you're, quote, in the zone or whatever it is, when it does seem easy, you know, does it make it that much harder to come back and do it again? Because he has to do this again if he's going to realize his goal of winning an overall, you know, on the second race of the day.
Well, what's the good thing is that he's got to conserve some energy here, and I think that his teammate Ben Townley did the same thing. He said, okay, you got this one, Brian.
I'll see you next moto.
And that's what he's been waiting to see. The checkered flag flies for Ryan Villopoto in moto number 1 here at Budds Creek Motocross Park. So he has earned a first moto victory. That's not all that unusual, but will he win moto number 2? That we'll have to wait a little while to find out. When we come back, we'll hear from this young man who has just earned his first victory of the day. Speed's coverage of the AMA Motocross Lites Championship from Budds Creek is brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. Welcome back to Budds Creek Motocross Park. The crowd has kind of settled back just a little bit. They're waiting to hear what the winners of Moto 1 have to say. But are you an AMA member? If not, because we are up here and we really want you to be a part of this whole thing, call 800-AMA-JOIN, or if you're an internet fan, go to AMA Direct Link. That's all one word, AMADirectLink.com, and follow the steps necessary to become an AMA member. Now we'll take a look at the results here from moto number 1. It was Ryan Villopoto with a commanding victory. When we looked away, he was 12 or 13 seconds ahead of Ben Townley. And when we look back, he was 27 seconds ahead to finish. Jason Lawrence rounding out the podium there with Josh Grant, Ryan Dungey, the top 5. Take a look at all the results, and we certainly hope that if you have a favorite rider, you see the name as high up the standings as you would like to. Let's go down to Aaron Bates in victory lane.
Wow, Ryan Villopoto, a man on a mission, taking that first moto victory. Ryan, what is it that you've been up to this week? Because you came back here filled with stamina and a whole bunch more speed than last weekend.
Yeah, I just changed up a little bit, went to Nick Way's house and rode at his farm, and just been riding some different stuff and doing the same, like training regiment and everything during the week. But just a different atmosphere and some different tracks. Just get me like to riding again. Instead of just doing the same thing over and over again.
First moto victory for you there. Pardon me, this is going to mark the 3rd one for the season, your first moto victory. What's it going to take to the second moto victory?
I'm feeling good today. I really like the track, and my bike's working awesome. Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki, and mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, and Bridgestone tires. Jeff Fox of Parts Unlimited, just everybody. My bike's working awesome, and just need to, minimize that little mistake.
Expected to be on for the second moto.
We'll be back with more from Budds Creek Motocross Park. Moto number 2 is coming up. Stay with us. You'll be glad you did. Do you live and breathe motorcycle racing? Now you can get the latest race results and news right on your phone with weekly green alerts from Speed. Text KX to 773333 on your mobile phone to receive free motorcycle racing text alerts. Speed Green Alerts presented by Kawasaki. Hello and welcome back to Budds Creek for the AMA Toyota Motocross Championship Motocross Lites. Let's take a look at our Suzuki starting grid. It'll be the same as it was for moto number 1. Villopoto, Townley, and Jason Lawrence, the fastest guys. They'll start with the favored positions, which is far left here on the start. The rest of the field, as you can see, will be spread out. And as you have already said, Jeff Emmick, number 40 is going to be all the way to the right, number 1 all the way to the left. And as these guys get set to go, of course, the results from moto number 1 are going to be very, very important. It's the combine that determines the overall championship. Let's go back down to Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, it seems to be the consensus all across the board that at this point of the season, everybody needs just a little bit of a breather, and that was just the case this week for the number 24 of Josh Grant. I asked him what he got up to this week, and he said, to be honest, this was the first week all season that I just took to myself. I didn't even do anything on the bike, off the bike. What I did, spent the entire week golfing in Florida. A lot of these guys, a little bit of rest and relaxation, trying to get themselves conditioned and ready to go again here for moto number 2.
Well, things are ramping up down on the starting line as we take a look across. Closest to the camera is going to be the qualifiers at the bottom of the grid, and all the way on the far left is that man, Ryan Villopoto, wearing the big red number 1, the defending champion, the current points leader, and the most recent winner as well.
And what a first moto Ryan Villopoto had, and we'll see if Ben Townley and Jason Lawrence there on the Yamaha, see if they have any answer for this, because Villopoto is really strong that first moto.
Ryan Dungey didn't get the best of starts, but he made up for it in a great way by really showing us some speed late in that moto, and we could see more better things from him. And we also have an onboard camera here that'll be giving us a great view of the race. Ricky Renner, who finished right in the middle of the field last time. We got some good shots from him. Moto number 1, we're looking for more of the same as he eyes the starting gate and the path down to turn 1.
And Ricky Renner is quite a ways out here. He's located way over in here off the start. He's going to have to get a great jump and cut across to his left if he has any chance of getting this hole shot.
The board is down, the gates are still up, but when they drop, 40 of the best motocross lights riders in the world are going to be heading down towards turn number 1 here at Budds Creek. And Ryan Villopoto right there would like nothing better than to make sure that they all follow him as they did the first time. Ryan Villopoto and Ben Townley, the two Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki's out front again. It is Villopoto in the lead. Townley had to come up from third to take second last time, but here he is right behind.
And the advantage that Ryan Villopoto is going to have here is he's going to have a clean track. Everybody behind him is going to get quite a bit of roost, quite a bit of mud on the goggles right now. Track workers here at Budds Creek watered the track, even groomed it in spots. So Ben Townley is actually going to, he's going to be taking on quite a bit of roost on the goggles here.
Well, the pace noticeably slower in the early going. They did have a parade lap around the track in order to be able to take a look at where those wet spots might be, but at speed, they're still feeling their way around just a little bit. Ryan Villopoto has given up nothing from moto number 1. He had such a flawless moto. It's difficult to believe that he can do this again. Let's make sure we get another look here at the start, because the start is so very important. It sets the stage for what we're looking at right now. Villopoto and Townley, top of the screen.
Here's your replay. See the rider coming into the first turn, and these guys out here have no chance at it. It's all about the top qualifiers. You see right there, Josh Grant, the 24, actually was there, maybe even a wheel in front of Villopoto, but Villopoto had the inside line, gave him a little nudge, pushed him wide, had a progressive direct hole shot.
Ryan Villopoto looked like a running fullback there. He just went straight for the goal line and was not to be denied. Look at the lead he has over Ben Townley already. He had an 8-second lead on lap number 1, but it was over Josh Grant. This time it's over his teammate as we watch. Back to third spot, it is Grant again. Then Jason Lawrence and Ryan Dungey.
This is a similar, well, this is actually our finishing order from the first moto here. Actually, Lawrence was up into third and Grant was fourth, but a great battle between these guys. Look how wet it is coming past the mechanics area there. That's what I was talking about. Look at the front number plate on the blue bike here. Jason Lawrence really working hard to get past Josh Grant, get himself a bit of a clear track and have a chance of moving up towards the leader.
He's also staying to the side of that roost, which can be deadly. There's Ryan Dungey in 5th position. Now, he had to come from way back. And when I say way back, we're talking just inside the top 10 to finish as well as he did in moto number 1. So Dungey could figure into this before it's done, because he's in a much better position to try to challenge than he was in the first moto here today. It's Grant, Lawrence, and Ryan Dungey, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, with the two Kawasaki's in front of them of Ryan Villopoto and Ben Townley. Track looking pretty good, holding up. As you said, they did some maintenance on the track. They certainly wet it down. They smoothed it in a couple of spots. The ruts are going to build up again, but at this point, the track is much as it was at the beginning of moto number 1. They're trying to put that track back in a similar condition, I suppose, to what it was the first time they raced. Let it wear out as this moto goes on.
Well, as you can see, sun's starting to set. We're later on in the day, and actually in certain spots, as we see Josh Grant really trying to maneuver on the inside of that off camber, stay away from the mud, really up on the inside line of the track. But late in the day here, there's even some shadows from the trees, and that starts to play a part in it because it kind of changes the lighting. And definitely the second moto of a Motocross National is one of the most difficult tracks that you will ever ride.
Well, those shadows across the track will also keep moisture in certain spots better than in others. Without the sun beating straight down on it as it was earlier in the day, this track is likely to stay a little more stable.
Well, you can see a lot of ruts, a lot of mud ruts coming down into that turn, and up on top here it's a little drier, a little hard pack, but you're talking about that moisture stain is all down at the bottom of the turns here.
Well, they're sure hugging the right side of that descent there, just really tight-roping along the borderline of the track. Same thing on the left side, going through the mechanics area. And these guys are trying to find traction anywhere they can, and they're really using all the course in order to try to do it. Jason Lawrence losing ground on Josh Grant, if anything, at this point.
We're taking a look at the timing and scoring here. Villopoto is 6 seconds ahead of Townley and another 4 seconds back to Grant.
Problems for the number 56, Dan Sanny, out of California on his Yamaha. He has stalled it, and he's trying to get it started again. And as we all know, these four-stroke bikes are a lot more difficult to get restarted once they've been running for a while than the old two-stroke bikes used to be. Here's Ryan Villopoto up in front, wearing that red number 1. He is certainly easy to pick out. So as Ryan Villopoto continues to extend his lead over teammate Ben Townley, this could be that first overall win that he's been looking for. Ryan Villopoto heading for victory lane, we'll find out. Did you miss any AMA racing action? Want to relive the excitement? Watch all the 2007 AMA Supercross and Superbike events on Speed On Demand online. And it's all free, courtesy of Yamaha. So log on now to speedtv.com, keyword Yamaha, and get up to speed. Look at this battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions. Josh Grant, Jason Lawrence, and Ryan Dungey in that order for the time being, but they have swapped it a few times, and it looks like it's going to happen again.
Yeah, while we were away, Ryan Dungey actually made the pass on Jason Lawrence, and Lawrence slipped back by him, but you can see how much they're pressuring Josh Grant at this point. Dungey is just on a mission right now. He is trying everything he can do to get past the Yamaha rider and move up to 4th.
Ryan Dungey on the number 62 Suzuki, the yellow bike in the back. It's Jason Lawrence on the blue Yamaha in the middle. Josh Grant on the Honda in front. They have been spread out 3 times this far apart until right now. And here is the real action. And as we were waiting to come back from commercial, we made the comment that something's got to happen, and it's going to come down to fitness. And look, who's getting tired, who's not, who's still aggressive. And here goes Jason Lawrence, almost made a move on Josh Grant there. Just when we thought he was the guy that was going to lose a spot, he's trying to gain one.
Jason Lawrence almost had the pass on Josh Grant there. Grant closed it down a little bit, but this is where Ryan Dungey passed.
Oh, side by side. Grant with the inside line's going to hold the spot. Here comes Dungey on Lawrence. Can't make it happen. It's Josh Grant holding off the other 2, and the fans are going nuts. Jason Lawrence now gets the spot on the inside, but stalls it out. Grant comes back by. How much better would you like it to be? 3 wide almost.
And Dungey takes it from Lawrence, uses some momentum on the outside to get up into that 4th position, and the fans at Budds Creek are going crazy.
Ryan Dungey once more. He made the pass on Jason Lawrence. Now he stalls out behind Josh Grant, and Lawrence gets back by.
Lawrence, never known for being a nice rider, really had an aggressive move on Ryan Dungey there and takes the position back. Lites motocross racing does not get any better than this unless they were racing for the lead.
Josh Grant, Jason Lawrence, and Ryan Dungey have resumed the order that they were in a while ago, but if you had just joined us, you missed some tremendous position swapping action here. Jason Lawrence railing around the outside. Does he have enough momentum to make the pass? Grant's holding him off for the time being and has inside position for the next turn. Josh Grant by the narrowest of margins, down the big hill, hugging the inside, past the mechanics area, coming up here shortly. Unbelievable action.
Just an incredible battle, and the effort that these 3 riders are having to put out here late in the moto, and the hottest day of the year so far in motocross competition, they're letting it all hang out. And that's what I love about the Lites class, is that it's these young guys that are really trying to prove themselves, and they're letting it all hang out here today. We'll see if Lawrence can make the outside work. Comes back to the inside.
Draws even, over the jump, going downhill. Josh Grant over the finish line jump on the outside. Lawrence is going to take it because it's a lefty, makes a mistake, and Grant holds on. So Josh Grant is fighting off Jason Lawrence with everything he has. Ryan Dungey has sort of settled back a little bit to see if these 2 guys might take each other out and give him an easy one.
I tell you what, Josh Grant is riding a very smart race here. You see him guarding the insides.
And then when he has to go outside, he uses a berm effectively and is able to retake the spot. Here comes Dungey up behind both of them. They're all locked together. Josh Grant Jason Lawrence and Ryan Dungey. Dungey goes for a tear-off in the air.
Just an incredible battle. You know, the heart rates of these riders are just redlined at this point, but they don't care. They're just battling for position. And Jason Lawrence gives Grant a little nudge on the off-camber. He cuts back.
Oh, look at that move. Oh, man. Nobody's ridden there all day, and Jason Lawrence decides to take a little new piece of track. So he's got the spot. Dungey puts the block pass. Grant puts the block on Lawrence, and Dungey gets by both of them. Here comes Josh Grant inside to take Dungey again. Jason Lawrence up the hill in third position.
And you know what happened is Dungey made that pass because Grant and Lawrence were squaring each other up. And then he made a small mistake at the bottom of the hill and missed the inside rut.
Ryan Dungey into the middle spot now. There are 2 riders ahead of all 3, and look at this. Josh Grant again. Jason Lawrence in behind him. No, Dungey takes that spot. It's still Grant. What a great race this young Josh Grant is riding, holding off the pressure from these other 2 and maintaining his poise up front in this 3-way battle for third.
Ryan Dungey just mixing it up. Unbelievable effort by all 3 of these riders right now. We'll see how the sweeper plays out. Dungey wants this third position bad.
Well, he's got a long way to go before he can hold on to it. You'd think that they're racing like it was the last lap, but in fact, it's 23, almost 24 minutes into a moto that's going to be 30 minutes plus 2 laps, so we've got at least 7 or 8 more minutes and probably a handful of laps left to go. Josh Grant, Ryan Dungey, and Jason Lawrence in that order for the moment. Honda, Suzuki, and Yamaha. 2 Kawasaki's are leading this race, with Ryan Villopoto holding a 16-second advantage over Ben Townley, and those 2 are another 25 seconds ahead of this battle, which is by far the best on the track. We'll come right back to it after this short commercial break. Motocross Lites. Are you a member of the AMA? If the answer is no, then you need to immediately, following this broadcast, of course, call 800-AMA-JOIN or go to AMADirectLink.com on the World Wide Web and sign up. Become an AMA member. Join those of us who are in support of the American Motorcyclist Association. Ryan Villopoto is an AMA member, and he is showing everybody else out on this racetrack here today at Budds Creek just how to get around this place. This has been a clinic. This young man is putting on a dominating performance, reminiscent of Matt Mladen on his good days, Ricky Carmichael when he was dominating, Jeremy McGrath, even Kenny Coolbeth at Springfield this year ran away from the rest of the field. Ryan Villopoto is doing exactly that. He's 20 seconds ahead of a former world champion, his teammate Ben Townley.
One of the riders that has been on the move this moto is the 338 here. Yamaha rider Jason Lawrence was in a heated battle. We'll see right here, 62's Ryan Dungey, 24's Josh Grant. And there's Lawrence, and they were all battling. This is all for third place. And watch Dungey slip to the inside here. Takes the position from Grant. At that point, we thought maybe Lawrence might have been out of it. And then they both got by Grant, and watch Lawrence just rocket to the inside here. Dungey says, whoa, wait a second. Not enough room for me to get by, and gives up the position.
That was a tremendous battle for those 3. Something happened to Josh Grant, and he fell out of it. Jason Lawrence now is, and down goes Dungey, still trying so hard to chase Jason Lawrence for third. Here's your leader, Villopoto, getting the white flag. He's on his final lap.
Total domination today by Ryan Villopoto, number 1, a champion from last year, and definitely hasn't been able to win the overall this season. Today it looked like he backed it down a notch, got great starts, and just completely demolished the competition. Fantastic ride, and you got to think that he is definitely going to be the top choice to ride the 250F this year in the Motocross of Nations coming up here at Budds Creek later on in September. Represent Team USA, and this has been a great ride.
And if any of the international competitors that are going to have to try to beat Ryan Villopoto in September have been watching this broadcast, they know they've got their work cut out for him, as Villopoto is on his way to a commanding win here in Moto number 2, following up a win in Moto number 1. What happened to Ryan Dungey? We got a glimpse of it a moment ago. Here's
Ryan Dungey. You see him Coming into the turn, there's a lapped rider there. Lawrence at 338. And just look on the left-hand side of your screen down here. Dungey loses both tires, both wheels, traction on both wheels coming out of the turn. Just had a little too much lean angle. The turn gave way on him.
Still running in 4th position, did not lose a spot. Their lead was quite substantial over Josh Grant, who had really faded back. Ryan Villopoto starting to celebrate already with a fist in the air off the big jump. He's got a couple more turns before he heads across to the one that counts for the checkered flag.
Well, and he definitely deserves it. Worked so hard here, and after not achieving the overall at any of the nationals before today, worked real hard with his trainer and the team and everybody. Raises that arm in victory. This is a good feeling, and now he extends his points lead 6 points over his teammate Ben Townley.
Wait a minute, worked hard. He said he took the whole week off. Maybe he should consider doing that again. Number 1 is going to go 1-1, and he's going to take his first overall win of the 2007 season. The defending Motocross Lites champion wins at Budds Creek. He will celebrate with a cool-down lap. We will take a commercial break, and we'll come back and hear what he has to say. Speed's coverage of the AMA Motocross Lites Championship from Budds Creek is brought to you by Suzuki, maker of performance-driven motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles. And by the all-new 2007 Tundra, the truck that's changing it all. Welcome back to Budds Creek. It is the quiet after the storm, a storm of great action here in this Motocross Lites Championship. And let's take a look at our Toyota Lites overall results. Of course, they are going to be very similar to the results of both motos. With Ryan Villopoto atop the table there, Ben Townley, his teammate, the 2 Kawasaki Pro Circuit Monster Energy Drink guys doing the great job. Jason Lawrence on the factory Yamaha ends up in 3rd spot. And let's go to Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, the monkey is off his back. His very first overall finish so far this season. Ryan, you came in here and you absolutely dominated. What was it about this track that made you excel?
Well, last year, I went 1-1 here, and I guess I've just liked the track. And these last 2 years, it's been really fun. And they had changed up for the donations that's coming, and after the outdoors. So I think the changes were good and bad, but I just can't thank my team enough. Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki and Jeff Fox, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa. Trainer Andy Lawrence, everybody's helped me out a lot.
What was it that you did during this week to make yourself improve so much from last week's performance?
Well, I'm out of California, that's mainly where I'm based, and now I'm in Michigan staying with my buddy Nick Way, and I think it's helped me. It's a whole different place, atmosphere, everything's different, so it's just getting me back into liking to ride again on a whole bunch of different tracks.
Congratulations on a perfect day from start to finish.
Thank you.
Our congratulations to Ryan Villopoto. Been a while since we saw a command performance like that in the Lites division. Here are the points. Of course, Villopoto still atop the table. Townley still 2nd. Ryan Dungey 3rd. Josh Grant and Jason Lawrence, in spite of his 3rd place finish here, sits 5th overall. But it's going to be an interesting championship.
It definitely is, and it's great to see our top 5 guys are really battling it out today, showing a lot of determination.
Let's go back to Aaron Bates with more.
Well, guys, Ben Townley up here is looking a little bit fatigued. Ben, not the normal Ben Townley that we saw out there riding. What was the difference today?
I don't know. I didn't feel that much different myself. I think Ryan rode a great race. Got to give credit to him. He got 2 good starts and rode away from us. And just got to say thanks to the whole Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki squad. They're awesome. There's a lot of people involved with us: Scott, Bridgestone, Amp Mobile, Thor, Parts Unlimited. So just thanks to them, and hope you enjoyed the race.
You got a weekend coming off next. What are you going to be doing on the time off to prepare yourself for Red Bud?
Trying to find some speed, I'd say. My Monster Energy Kawasaki is fast. I've just got to find a little bit more speed myself, I think, and try and get back in there with Ryan.
Congratulations on a great run out there. And guys, we're just trying to locate 3rd place finisher down here, Jason Lawrence. It's as though he may have made his way back to the pits. We're going to try to get a word from him shortly.
Well, Jason Lawrence certainly had a hard fight and might be excused from the podium interview at this point, but what a terrific race those 3 guys had, Lawrence eventually prevailing.
Well, if I'm Jason Lawrence, I'm going to be back at the Boost Yamaha truck, trying to find some way to cool myself down and lower my heart rate, because he put in an awesome ride today.
Well, Aaron has found Jason Lawrence. Let's go back to her.
Jason putting in a hard charge there, a big battle between third place back there. You were holding strong throughout the whole thing. How did you prevail?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good moto. I mean, I'm real tired. I'm sure Dungey and Grant are too, but I got a good start. Just got to give it up to my sponsors, Boost Mobile, Yamaha, Troy. Everyone, thanks a lot.
Well, our congratulations to him. Certainly gave us a great entertaining race. We thought he was the guy that was fading back, and he ends up being the one going forward.
Just incredible determination, and what a fantastic race we've seen here in the Lights division at Budds Creek. It's going to be a great rest of the summer.
We're looking forward to the championship. We're looking forward to the very next race. We can hardly wait. Hope you feel the same way. So here at Budds Creek, the Motocross Lites class has given us a great and thoroughly enjoyable race. For Jeff Emig and Aaron Bates, I'm Brian Drever. So long, everybody.